Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Ooled Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Virgo, we have it. We have the card of the beloved, or at least in my estimation, that's what it is. We have the Knight of Cups. Now, when I say the beloved, I don't necessarily mean a romantic partner. I don't even mean a human being in a corporeal body. Now, what does that mean? Somebody in a, physical form. Somebody in their flesh and blood, right? No, this could be the divine. I mean, that's usually where it's pointed towards. This is a beloved. Well, okay, my name is Lenor, and I think a lot of you know probably that a dude named Edgar Allan Poe, he had a poem named The Raven, and of course his lost beloved Lenor. Wow! I happen to know quite a few of his poems because, of course, that's where my namesake comes from. Which is funny, what a name to name somebody Lenor after a sick girl. But it's about the beloved. Anyways, he has this other poem called Annabelle, and he says in the poem, and this always sticks with me, and this is why I have my standards high, right? We loved with a love that is more than love. I and my Annabelle. And when I see the Knight of Cups, I say that's the feeling. That's the feeling right there. We loved with a love that is more than love. A love that the winged seraphs of heaven, the angels, not like low-level angels. We're talking at least mid, right? You might not know about the hierarchy of angels, of course. And there's a hierarchy. Can you believe it? But these are powerful angels. These are no little, I just got my angel wings yesterday. No. These are the archaic ones. These are the ones that have been around since, before time. And they cried for that love. They cried because, why? They were jealous of that love. That's a love that makes people jump out of heaven. That's a love that brings the light bearer to the earth. That's a love that we travel lifetimes for. And so when it blesses us, when it shows up in our life, if that is a child that we have, if that is our relationship with another person, another contemporary, another person, a peer, or, a partner, a spouse, or maybe it's with, your companion animal. Who knows? It could be your job, your hobbies, your true will, your reason for being here on this earth. Why are you manifested? Whatever it is, it's showing up. So let's go ahead. We're going to turn this thing. We're going to find out. Virgo, what is this belovedness? Virgo, what is this belovedness? Show us. Here we go. And we're going to lift it up and take a look. And I want to go ahead and take this little moment here to say thank you so much for deciding to click on this reading and check it out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, it is so wonderful to see you again, to feel you again. It is such a blessing. Now, we have the number I86 or 186 right here. 186, okay? 186. Okay, so I feel that there's been some kind of, the first thing that came to mind, meeting. But I feel like this is informal. I don't know that this is actually like a business meeting. But to me, it feels more like this is kind of a coming together of maybe siblings, maybe family members of some kind. But I feel like there is a sense of we need to talk about what we're going to do here. So I don't know if this is like a family member that is maybe I get the idea. I just have this feeling that it's like maybe somebody getting older in the family, maybe grandma, maybe mom, maybe, grandpa or maybe dad, right? But I feel like there's going to need to be some decisions made because I feel like it's this shift that's happened pretty quickly. And it might be that you're in a stage of denial, or you have been. Now, I know us Virgos, we're almost never tricked by ourselves, right? We almost never dwell in that denial for very long. And why is that? Well, because we see what it is, and we really have to lie to ourselves, don't we? And I'm saying we because I am a Virgo as well. But we really have to set out intentionally to misunderstand something and stay devoted to that misunderstanding, or that I don't want to face the truth. Now, I'm not one that is very connected to the idea of empirical truths because everything has many perspectives and everything has, many shifting variables. So I don't know what truth really is aside from a feeling, what feels right. Now, I just can't see you putting your head in the sand for too long. And what does that mean? That's like when an ostrich hides its head because it's scared. Okay. With a Virgo, that's ridiculous. So I do see you kind of being in the lead, or at least coming together and, really getting into that like alignment where you just got to say what you have to say. No more trying to make everybody happy. No more, catering to somebody. But that it's just elongating this process that is inevitable, right? And I feel like you're at a place in your life where it's more like we're going to get stuff done. I almost said the SH word. I almost got into my mom role here. Let's go. Let's get this stuff done, all right? But I feel like for you, it's really this kind of like, we can sit around, we can pretend that things haven't changed a lot in the last 12 months, or we can make a plan and we can enact that plan and we can feel some sense of safety of, knowing our loved one is okay, is, being taken care of, or, somebody is at the house with them or whatever it is. And that's what it feels to me like. And I'm looking here, we have the bird and we also have, it looks like a ram, and over here we have another bird, okay? I don't feel like everybody's on the same page. Okay, we have at least one person over here who has their own ideas, but also we have this turtle right here, and that tells me that they are on this whole, let's wait and see. Let's not make any, rash decisions right now. We'll wait and see. But you have been sounding the alarm for a minute. I mean, probably, over a year, 2 years, 3 years. I feel like you have seen a Now, I'm not going to say like it's necessarily like a cognitive decline, but I do feel like you've seen a decline in the quality of life, right? And I do, and I don't like to talk about these things. I have, people in my life, of course, that are aging, and so we all kind of are touched by this. Well, it is a lot of people getting older. And you can see that in the statistics of not only the United States where I'm at, but all over the world. There is a huge group of people who are getting into not only retirement age, but into those later years, the years where maybe you need a little bit more help. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we are experiencing collectively a shift in roles. A lot of us. I mean, if you are like 35 on up to 65 or so, your parents, if they're alive, God willing, right? And if not, bless them on their journeys. But, where a lot of us are getting into that age group where there's, things that need to be done. There are people that need to be taken care of and considered. And unfortunately, and this is hard, but starting to make decisions for somebody who maybe doesn't want decisions made for them, right? And we've all been in that kind of situation as well. Maybe not with our parents, but, if you've had kids or a spouse or, anybody else in your life, sometimes, or at work, of course, we know that one all too well. And I'm pointing at myself. This is why I never went into management. I don't like telling people what to do, not outside of my house anyway. So I feel like, it's something that is emotionally complex, right? It is complex, but I do feel that you are resolute. You're going to get something done here because this back and forth, this I don't know, should we, shouldn't we, you're not for it. And oftentimes we're not, Virgo, are we? I mean, I'm not. I want a freaking answer, dude. Figure it out because we're not living in limbo. We're not living in purgatory. Everybody is going to be taken care of. Everybody is going to be in a safe place. These are my own personal mantras. And it might sound silly, but, I grew up in a family that tried their best, but really, oftentimes fell very short. I had a very difficult childhood, neglect and abuse and all of the things, right? And then ended up, being lucky enough to have people who are like parents along the way, different people that really helped take care of me. And now, I'm older, right? And now it's my turn. I'm taking care of all kinds of people. But at the same time, I've taken with me these mantras, these ideas, these are convictions. These are virtues for me at this point. Nobody in my life that I am, close with, that I am responsible for, because I am their keepers, they are my keeper. We're all going to be safe. We're all going to have as much as we can to meet our needs, right? Now, maybe the wants, of course, that might take a while. But everybody is going to have what they need. And I feel like that is such a Virgo way to look at life, right? I am resolved to make sure that we are all straight. And what does that mean? We're all good. We all got what we need, right? So now we turn this and look at this. We have the Empress. And this is so much why I know this energy is there for you, Virgo, that you are there for that energy, that you are that energy. Because you, the Empress, bring life. You are a creator. Everywhere you walk, flowers spring out of the earth, right? You are an earthen parent, mother, father, both. You bring that thing that it takes for life to take hold. Not just like to aliven something, to activate it, to, breathe the fires of creativity into it. Not just that, but you are that place where it's taken hold. You are the roots that dig down into the ground and hold on tight. You keep us upright. You keep us moving forward. You keep us growing, expanding, evolving, transmuting. And now, and we have another feminine energy over here. And now I feel that you found a partner. Now, I don't know, again, if this is romantic, but I feel like this is friendship more than anything. And that's what's important, especially to a Virgo, because, listen, we make acquaintances fairly easily, I think. I feel like I do for an introverted Virgo person. Like, if I could just stay home and, like, do my thing and never talk to anybody ever again, besides my husband. Shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband, Paul. He's beautiful, wonderful, amazing, talented. Go check him out. And my daughter, of course. I mean, my daughter is like without, you don't even have to say my daughter because she is a given, right? My cats, my daughter, my husband. I would be happy. Just that. Rest of my life. Never talk to anybody else. Fairly introverted, I would say. But I feel like we come by like people easily. We're good at making connections, although a lot of times it's superficial, and we recognize that and we know that. And we're as Virgos, very, very selective about who we let into even that middle temple, right? If you could think of yourself as having layers, like a structure, right? There's that outside, what they would call the porch, where you're arriving, you're entering that first doorway, right? And that's like most people. Acquaintances, people you don't even know who they are or whatever. You just kind of say hi every morning when you're getting your coffee or whatever. Then you have that middle area, which is the people that I know your name. I know, a little bit about you. I trust you to be in the same room with my child, but not alone with my child. It's kind of like, I don't trust most people in this area either, right? But I'll let you a little closer to my life. Now, we have tons of people populated in those hallways, but when you get in closer, no. It goes way down. We're not letting many people in to these very personal sectors of life, let alone to that interior place. Now, I feel like as a Virgo, very often, we let nobody in to those places, to that most center place. Now, if we find that soulmate, maybe. Probably not, though. Probably not letting you in either, right? But yeah, I do. I feel like you have somebody coming closer. You're letting in one new person. They got the VIP pass, baby, But I do feel like this is probably going to be platonic, but there is a sense of falling in love. Okay? I don't think that this is a romantic entanglement, although as a Virgo, everything is kind of a little romantic, right? Now, I'm not saying you're a flirt necessarily, but I don't think you mind a little flirt, a little flirt session, a little exchange, a little smile. But I do feel like in this next cycle, as you become kind of more acquainted with this person in these new places and this sharing, this vulnerability, this I will show you parts of myself I don't usually show other people. Oh, it feels scary, but it also feels so nice, so fulfilling. And I feel that you have not had this kind of connection in probably years. So I think it makes you feel young again. Like maybe when you were in college and you felt free and you could just tell people whatever, and it, you didn't have like the consequences yet of people kind of marking you as something, right? Remembering you as like a very limited, amount of things. Like, oh, there's the girl that, I don't even know. She spilled her lunch in second grade and the teachers made her pick it up in front of the whole cafeteria, and then that's what kind of somebody remembers you as, right? Well, I feel that you're not limited by these kinds of things, right? These ideas people have about you. So that tells me that you're probably at least middle-aged or older, because there is a shedding of, and it's not care, but it's more of a give a damn, right? A shedding of a dang, I have to give, right? I have no more of those. It's really just me and the universe at this point. And if I meet somebody, which you will, that feels beloved, I'm just going to fully embrace that. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust it and I'm going to embrace it. And if I get burnt, oh, baby. Wow. Let's not make a Virgo mad, right? So I do feel this very strong connection. Now, we also have, it looks like it says Guy. It could be the name Guy, G-U-Y. Maybe there is a guy. Now, this one looks like the Libra symbol. And we also have the egg with the dot in it. So we also have the solar energy. A very solar energy. So there is an illumination for sure happening. We have somebody who is a Libra kind of hanging around. We have the eye. Let's see. We have the eye right here. And we have a youthful canine looking. Maybe a cat. I don't know. What is it? What do you think? Cat? Canine, here's the head. Let me get my stick. Head, it almost kind of reminds me of a skunk. Front leg, body, and then the tail. Kind of looking down at this thing. Okay, so also we have a short but wild tree. We have the number 4 as well. So I feel like you probably have a pretty small family, at least one that you are connected with, that you know well, right? That you claim as family anyways. And I feel like it is chaotic, but it is so robust, right? Like it reminds me of like an olive tree, and it feels ancient, right? Like I feel like you have a long, long line of people who maybe you don't know every single one of them, but I feel like the people that you have been close with in your family, you're very, very close. Very close. Now, I also wonder if you are one of the last people of your family. And that's why I feel like it seems quite small. I feel that a lot of people have passed away. And this has made you kind of a very, you're okay with being alone. I feel like at times you are quite solitary. But you're always kind of watching what's going on. And I think that secretly, in a way, there is this wanting to continue to like seek out the connection with somebody. Like, you know it's there. You try, I think you try not to be this like super, like a romantic starry-eyed person, but that's who you are, right? And I think you believe in these deep forms of friendship and love. And I feel that there has been this calling and you continue to look for it. Now, I think in this friendship that you have forming, this belovedness, I think that is where a lot of the focus will be. Now, I think in learning, once again, and it's been quite a while, I think, in learning how to open up your life and be a little vulnerable, it will be easier because I think, you've grown up. You've grown up. I don't see you having any conflicts with anybody really. Now, inside you might have swelling emotions and you get angry but most people outside of you can't even perceive how you feel. And that's not because you're fake or anything like that, but I think you just process your emotions differently. I think you finally gotten to that place, and I'm pointing at myself, where you're starting to realize that not everybody needs to know how you feel about things. It's good to have feelings. It's good to believe in a certain way or many ways or whatever. But not everybody needs to know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is something I love about Virgos is that, we'll tell you we're a Virgo. We'll identify with that. But a lot of Virgos you meet aren't super aligned with any particular thing. Because, why? Because we don't need all these layers of identity. Like, we're pretty solidly egotistical about just our core, what we are, right? We don't need, to be, belong to a lot of things and have all these identifiers. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, I just feel like, and, correct me if I'm wrong, when I meet other Virgos, a lot of times it's more about, the vibe, just kind of how we exist, how we interact, how we make people feel, how they make us feel. We're very much a vibes kind of people. I definitely, in my life, have push myself to go places and be around people that I don't want to go and I don't want to be around. And I've even, and we've all been here. We've walked into a room and felt like, nope, don't want to be here. This feels weird. I don't like it. This is, and you force yourself to stay. Well, I'm too old for that anymore. I don't care if I walk into, DMV. If you're not from America, that's the Department of Motor Vehicles. Notoriously sucks to go and have to sit there because it takes forever. Hack, well, I shouldn't even say this, life hack, move to the middle of nowhere, I can think of 3 DMVs that have no lines ever. I've never seen a line in them. But anyhow, I just have gotten to the age where I don't care if I'm supposed to be there. I don't care. If I walk into a room and it gives me a distinctly creepy, oppressive, whatever energy, I'm gone. Especially because I usually have my daughter with me. I don't care what it is. I am going to live off of vibes. I don't even care if I'm super wrong about all of them. And I feel like a lot of us Virgos are like this, right? We just are. People might think we're neurotic, we're too self-involved, we're this, we're that. I don't care. I'm over trying to make other people happy. Let's see. We have the number 59. 59. Okay, so we have a lunar bird right up here, you can see, paired with their partner who does not have the crescent moon kind of crown. We also have the dolphin right here. So very psychic times, psychic emanations. We are, as I'm doing this reading, right in the peak of the new moon. So the lack of the moon, or she's in stealth mode, right? So to me, this feels like almost like, I mean, really, I feel like you're having some premonition type stuff. You're having dreams, probably. This feels dreamy. Dreams, visions, something that is, something that has visual. It's like a visual experience. Feeling very profound emotional complexity, waters, chaotic, volatile feeling. But I keep getting this vision of like riding a bull, trying to get on the bull, stay on the bull, being able to, and feeling that like terror, but also, okay, I'm right in the groove. I'm right in the sweet spot. And I feel like you have something to tell somebody. I mean, I don't know that you have like receipts and stuff, but I feel like it starts with the dream. Like you already know, you're already dreaming about this thing that's happening or going to happen. But I feel like you're very torn about what you say about this. Do I tell them? Do I not tell them? I have always gone by the rule and this is because I've been in recovery, right? Done the 12 steps multiple times. And one of the things is making amends, which is one of the popular steps that, is kind of the stereotype. Right. So you're in recovery from whatever your addictions might be. And you get to a step where you're supposed to like go out and not just apologize, but commune with people who you've hurt, you've wronged, and it's not just hurt or wronged, but people that were around in your when you were in active addiction, when you were using or doing whatever it was you're addicted to. And so you're supposed to do this, and usually, yeah, it's like you're actually going to call the person, you're going to show up, you're going to talk to them, whatever. But here's the thing. If it's going to be harmful to, well, your recovery, of course, or this person, their well-being, like you're just, all of a sudden going to call somebody up that you really, really hurt, 15 years ago. And now they're happy. They have a family, whatever. And calling them, bringing up these like probably pretty triggering things. You have to consider, is this only benefiting me? Am I, only doing this to make myself feel better? And if that's the case, if this is going to be more harmful for the person, then you don't do it. You can write a letter and not send it. You can, do kind of a symbolic making amends or whatever it is, So that's my rule that I kind of take over into the things that I see and feel about people. And I do. A lot of people I meet in life, I see things about them. I feel things about them. And sometimes it's stuff that I have to just know that, like, yeah, if this might be something that would be beneficial to me if somebody told me, but I'm also doing this certain kind of work. Most people are not. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but most people are not worried about their healing process, or, self-work, or spiritual alchemy, individuation, not even on their radar. They're just living in a different, on a different journey. And that's fine. That's great. We need that kind of variety, but I will not tell somebody something that I think might affect them in a way that could be destabilizing or hurtful, or, whatever. Or I don't know exactly what it means or what it is, but it could be something that really, upsets them. So I just refrain, because it's not really my information anyways. I'm just the person that is experiencing something and saying, yo, this is just what, this, and that is not, it's not my place. It's not my place always to be that person for somebody, to deliver these messages, because not everybody wants them. So anyways, if you feel any kind of way where you're like, I don't know if this is gonna be a good thing, bad, whatever, then refrain. Wait. Take some time. Take a beat. All right. Our lucky numbers. 84 is number 1. 84. 89. 84, 89, and 83. We have all 8 numbers. That's dope. I like that. Very good. All right. Now we're going to end with our wild bohemian affirmation cards. And I'll just flip through, stop where it feels right. Here we go. And it says, number 6, I am free. Flow with contagious enthusiasm. No disguise is warranted. No disguise is warranted. All right, we got a pass to just be ourselves. Tell a Virgo to not be themselves. My goodness. All right. Anyways, Virgo, I love you. You know I do. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. If you have a prayer request, please put it in the comment section, or you can email it to me at ulaishere@gmail.com. Other than that, I'm going to say, I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll talk soon. Take care of yourself. Good night.